Hey guys, how are you this morning, evening, or afternoon, depending with what time you're watching this video. So welcome back to my YouTube. So today we are going to talk about the power of visualization. How we visualize things, what's the power that comes with it. When you sit down and you see things are not working, but your vision is telling you like in the next 10 years, in the next 5 years, in the next 2 years, things will be different. Because most of us, we judge things based on the current situation. And you're like, things are not working, I've done this and these things are not working for me. And we give up. But most of the time that we give up, the time is too early for us to conclude, for us to give up. I read a book. A friend of mine gave me a book as a gift, and this book was "Don't Write Yourself Off When God Has Not Cut You Off." And I read this book, I think 3, 4 years ago or 5 years ago. So I have the book. So when I was reading this book, I was just seeing stories and just seeing the faithfulness of God and how us as believers or as human beings, we normally cut ourselves off. We normally put ourselves off. We normally come with ideas and then the next day we are depressed. You cannot even do anything and we are like, yo, hii sasa imeniramba, or this is not my cup of tea. So you find that most people, they don't see the bigger picture. So the power of visualization means like you see the bigger picture. I'll give you an example. Like even starting a YouTube channel. Let's use this YouTube channel. When you start a YouTube channel, you find that your videos, people are not watching maybe your videos, you have 1 or 2 views, you are just doing a lot of work. But if you do it from your heart, inside your deepest heart, from your soul, if you're doing it as a calling or a purpose, you will not give up. But if you're doing it because you want quick money, you want maybe quick things, you'll end up giving up. I was talking to a friend of mine and she told me, what do you think about starting a YouTube channel? I said it's a good thing. For me, I do it from a point of purpose. And I was telling her, now, what kind of content do you want to create? And we talked at length. And she was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And I encouraged her. I told her that that's fine. Of course, I told her what to do, what not to do, because I've been on YouTube channel, I think 1 year and some few months. I'm not that old on this content creation, the journey, but 1 year, some few months, I have a thing or two that I can tell someone, you know. So I was just telling her that. So she bought, of course, the things, the ring light and everything that I advised her to do. And then she started posting the videos. So I was like, for me, I post once a week because I have other things to do. So I don't want it also to be something that will pressure me and I have to do my own research. I have to prepare and all that. So for her, she was like, no, me, I'm going to do every day. So she used to post every day. And then after some times, she just disappeared. So I was like, what is happening? And she was like, me, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. But anytime I post a video, people don't watch. I get like 3 views, mine, my sister, and my cousin, and even maybe my friend. So at most it's 5 views. And I was like, my dear, you have to see the bigger picture. And you don't have to say that now you are giving up barely 2 months on this content creation journey. And I was telling her, I have people who have been here for 4 years. They've never like reached the monetization a threshold for YouTube. So they're still posting and posting and posting. So of course I told her like one of the things that I always ask someone, why do you want to do what you want to do? Because the why, if you answer the why question, you'll be able to stand even during storms. You'll be able to stand even when others are giving up. You'll be able to press on even when people feel like this one is not working. So before you start anything, just ask yourself the why. Why am I going for this course? Why am I opening this business? Why am I opening this church? Why am I opening this? Anything that you are doing. So make sure that you answer the why. And then after answering the why, now you have the power of visualization. So for you, because you have answered the why, for example, you are starting a daycare. A daycare is a place where people take their kids and they're being taken care of by someone as they go to work. So when you start that, you ask yourself, why am I starting this daycare? And then you are like, I have passion with kids. I can take care of kids. And I feel like my calling and my purpose is for kids. And then you find yourself maybe teaching in teaching Sunday school in church. And then you have these kids that you spend time with. And your why is number one, it fulfills you. So that means even if someone doesn't pay or they come and they tell you today, nilienda kibarua na sijapata pesa, so I'll pay you tomorrow or I'll pay you next week. You will not be offended because you'll be like, apart from them paying me, the why is I love kids and my purpose is aligned with children. So you find that it gives you that motivation. And even if they don't even if they come late, maybe they're supposed to pick their kids at maybe 3 and someone comes at 4 and they're like, okay, I'm so sorry, there was traffic and all that. You'll not feel bad because for you it's more of purpose. And even the Bible says, I love the Bible. So because I'm a believer, even the Bible says that a gift of a man will make him to stand before kings. And I want to tell you, even before that gift of yours make you to stand before kings, you have to do things for free. The story of Joseph. Joseph was like, he had a dream. And things happened, being thrown into the pit, being sold to the Egyptian and all that. But Joseph, the first time Joseph interpreted the dream of someone was for the wine presser and the cupbearer in prison. So Joseph would have said, why do I interpret your dreams? Like, amtanilipa. You know how much I'm being paid when I interpret someone's dream. And that's what we do. Like, you know how much I'm being paid even to draw for someone that house. You know how much I'm being paid even for one session. So Joseph interpreted a dream of the fellow prisoners. Lack of a better word, you're in this situation together. So these are like, for lack of a better word, all of you, you're just okay. Like all of you, amuna mbele nyuma. All of you like mko tu hapo. But Joseph did not say, I have a gift. And this gift of mine will wait for kings. Joseph interpreted the dream. And the funny part is, even after doing that, this the wine presser did not even remember Joseph, even after getting out of prison. So the person who recommended Joseph was the person that he helped for free 2 years ago. So make sure that as you answer your why, let money be the end fruits. Let purpose be number one, fulfillment be number one. So the power of visualizing things will help us even when we encounter challenges here and there, we will always focus on the bigger picture. And we'll always say, I know this is happening. Yes, I've started a business is not doing well, I'm selling things on credit, people are not paying and all that. But because we know the why, we'll continue even to trust God and continue to make those steps a day at a time. Most people, they see the humble beginnings as waste of time. And it is so sad nowadays, like even for our Gen Zs and even us, like people don't want uh, to be patient. People don't want to wait for some time. People want like, I post a content today, tomorrow it has 1 million views. Today I start a job and I'm being paid 100, 200,000. Today I want to start my own life. I go to a 3 bedroom house. So people don't want that progress and that patience of building things slowly. So if you don't know the why, you will end up even killing your dreams prematurely. You will end up even giving up in the early stages of your dreams. Even when it comes to investments. Okay, personally, like the investments, I'm still learning. So I was talking to someone who was telling me, I invested in shares, but these shares, they were giving me heart attack, pressure, name it. Because you wake up, they're down, you wake up, they're up, you wake up, they're down. And I'm like, I'm losing my money and all that. And I was telling her, those kind of investment, you invest for long term. And number two, you don't put your mind there every day that you are checking. It will depress you. So I was asking her, what was your why? What was your vision when you are entering into this thing? So you find that when the stocks are going down, she's selling. and then she'll realize like they are up again, and then she'll realize I've met losses. I wish I could hold kidogo. So you end up doing things that you're just doing this and doing that. So the power of visualizing things will help us even to hold on, and will help us not to give up, and will help us even as we post video. If you want to start a YouTube channel, you post. Imagine, for me, I always say, if I post a video and one person watched that video and they're transformed, then I'm okay. If I post a video and only two people watch and they're okay, maybe I've done something to their lives, it gives me fulfillment. Even when I post a video and then someone send me a mail and tells me, okay, I watched your video and thank you so much, it has done one, two, three. For me, I'm okay, because it is not for everyone. When Jesus went into the synagogue, the person that was healed was one woman who was having that issue of the infirmity for I don't know how many years. For is it 30 years or 8 years? So this woman was healed. But everyone, there's so many people in that synagogue that were sick that the Bible does not talk about. When the woman of the issue of blood was healed, this woman had the issue of blood for 12 years and she was healed. There were so many people. In fact, the disciples, Peter told Jesus, you are asking us who has touched you, but can't you see this crowd? People are so many. How will we tell who has really touched you? But Jesus said, because virtue has left me. So at the end of the day, if you are the only person one person who can benefit from what you are doing, then you are doing something. If one person can be changed, if one person can do something differently, if you can save a life, if you can save one marriage, if you can save one child who was going maybe to commit suicide, you have done everything. So make sure that you know your why and answer your why and write it down. Write it down. Even in the book of Habakkuk, God told the prophet, write your vision down, that even someone who is running will be able to read it. So when you write it down, anytime you encounter challenges, you go back to it. You go back and say, this is what I wanted. This is the end goal. The same way Joseph was not giving up on the dream. Yes, the dream landed him in prison and, being sold and all that, and him being in prison. But even being in prison, he was like, najua kenye niliota, najua kenye niliona. I know what I dreamt about and I know what I saw. And you know what, guys? Even if I'm in prison, I'm not giving up. And he served well in prison. Actually, he was given a position in prison. He was the one who was looking after the prisoners, and he did it as if he was in the palace. But most of us, you are a cleaner today, you don't clean well, you are full of attitude, hutaki hata kuongelesha watu, you don't love what you are doing, you are always moody. And that is where God is testing you. That if you can clean this office as your own house, as your own office, one day I'll give you yours. I always tell people, like, for me, where I stay, I take care of the house as if it is my house. The people who, when they're renting someone's house, they don't care. They want to break the sink, they break the toilet, they want to do what they want to do this. But you're just telling God, I don't deserve to have my own home. I don't deserve to have my own property, because you cannot take care of someone else's property. So make sure that as you have that vision, know the why, and let purpose be the drive. Yeah, let purpose be the drive. So make sure you answer your why. And whatever you are doing, don't see it as a small thing. Remember, everything begins as a seed. Even the forest that you see maybe around you, the forest that we know, the Karura forest that we see, starts with one tree. So it is one tree that will make a place a forest. So if you're that kind of a person who want to see a forest the following day, you will end up in depression, because the world works differently. You have to have that a step at a time. Even God asked Moses, what do you have? I mean, Mungu alikuwa anaona Moses ana kitu ingine ya maana. So alikuwa tu na the road. And still, maybe God asked him to test him and to see if he really values what he has. And he said, I have this rod. And God said, throw it down. And you know what happened? So sometimes God is asking us, what do you have? We are there murmuring, oh, Mimi, in my family, I don't know. I was born here. people don't like me, I only have. No, there's something that you have, no matter how small it is. And that is where you build your vision. That is where you start from. That is where miracle will come and meet you. And I have a lot of examples, like even the widow in Zarephath. That widow told Elisha, I have nothing except a small pot of oil. In fact, for her, she had nothing actually. But at least alikumbuka like, okay, siko kwa zero, niko kwa one. But now you see, it is that one that God will use to continue to multiply. So the power of visualization is knowing that yes, today is not the same way I want it, but tomorrow shall be better. So you keep on trusting in God and you keep on building that vision and not giving up, knowing that what I saw and the why of this thing that I'm doing one day will make things good. One day, this gift that I have, even if I'm in prison right now and I'm just using my gift to my fellow prisoners for free, but one day it will pay. And surely, seed time and harvest time will never cease. So thank you so much, and always visualize what you have. Don't look at the now, but have the bigger picture. Always view things from the lens of long term, from the lens of future, and then you'll be so grateful. So for now, see ya.